misreading words and finding swear words where there are none. So I just want to stop the transcription. And I don't need evidence of my swearing either. Yes, I know. Right. So let's look at the assignment together. The approaches, we look at where to find the answers, and yeah, we can discuss it. Who did their degree last year with Varsity College? I apologize to those people because you would have had enough of ShopRite checkers. I really apologize, and I really thought of not using it, but it was a pretty decent case study. So there are a couple of bits and pieces. What I try and do in the case study, both for the assignment and the exam, is that I try and give enough information in here for you to be able to blend both the theory and the application. So whenever we do an assignment at this level, it really is about getting a firm foundation with theory and then somehow linking your theory with the application, with the real world stuff that we've included in the case study. We'll spend a bit of time on how to do that and what we're looking for. But remember, it is a balance between those two. The application from the case study and whatever other research you may do, and then the theory that we'll talk about in a second. I've given quite a bit of information here, and in the exam, what happens is you will see the case studies prior to it, so you'll have plenty time to work through the case studies. You won't have access to the questions, but we do our own little bit of prediction. Right, so let's have a look at the first one. So business, that link between art and science. When the textbook says that business is that magic ingredient that somehow brings together a bit of art with a bit of science, what is the science that we talk about? What would the science constitute? What is the science in that definition? As I'm going to just do that. So for me, the science would be the best practices. The one thing that we try and do in this course is our focus, because people are doing this for career, etc., is the theoretical building blocks. Nice, Michaela. So we will talk about best practices and we'll cover everything from leadership right through to controlling. But it's the best practices that are contained in the research that appear in the textbook. The art, what makes management an art? What makes management an art? It's the theory and practice. I think, guys, we can give you every best practice in the world. The reality is gut feel has a big part to play in management. The ability to think on your feet, the ability to be creative in your interpretation of the theory and apply it in different contexts is what makes the art component. So I'm going to do it the way I normally do. So if you go to Learning Unit 1 and you open the slides of Learning Unit 1, hopefully, Control F. That's not a good search because it's going to pick up every part. Right. So there it is. So for your first question, and can somebody please put it on the group for me? So the first question you are going to find in your chapter 1 slides. And it is that slide there. So it is slide 21. And just remember, guys, what happens in this class stays in this class. I don't care how your lecturers, the other lecturers, approach their assignments. So your answer is there. It gives you a sense of where to start. So if we look at the question itself, yeah, I think the one thing that we've seen with ShopRite Holdings is that they have gone from and also ran in the race in food retail and other retail to being the leading light. I think they have become a world-class company with world-class practices. I don't want to comment on working for them because I have got past students who work for them and I have colleagues who have worked for them. I know the hours are insane, but what they've given us is they've given us the ability as a South African organization to compete globally. I mean, they at this point looking at launching a website so that they can take on Takealot and take on Amazon as well. Does anyone here work for ShopRite? Have worked for ShopRite? Know people who work for ShopRite? Okay. So there it is, the arts and science. You can tell me what the art is, you can tell me what the science is, and then go and talk how it actually comes to life within the context of that question. And I'll give you a moment to ask questions on that one. Guys, are you happy that we do it this way? We approach our assignments this way?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Oh, Cindy, how did that go? Because Pick n Pay is, yeah, I think Pick n Pay was in serious trouble. I think now that I can't remember who the old CEO is that's come back. It seems to be turning a corner, but yeah, I don't know. I love that, Michaela. I absolutely love that. Okay, everyone happy with this approach? 2002. So you would have been under, who is the new CEO, the old CEO that's come back? Oh my gosh, I can't recall. Sorry. That's a while ago, Cindy. Sean Summers, yeah, made a comeback. Okay, first question. Any questions about the first one? Don't worry, Cindy. I'm still a lot older than you, so don't worry about age and things like that. I was already old in 2002. Any questions on that one? Okay, can I move on to the second one? Okay, let's look at the second one. Right, so 1.2, and you can see there, I do an introduction. You will normally find that I steal that from the textbook itself. So you should be able to, just by doing that, do a search in the slides and find it. Oh gosh, the one thing that I have to tell you guys before I forget, shucks, 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 shucks. Yeah, sorry, the ADHD is kicking in. This is one of the books that I've shared with you. Guys, if you've not bought the textbook, please don't rush off to buy the textbook. This textbook is 100% aligned with it. The chapters might be slightly different, but if you've taken that textbook, and I've uploaded it onto your group as well, that textbook is more than sufficient. Please don't rush off to buy this textbook. I'm now being recorded and I'm supposed to tell you to buy the textbook. Do not buy the textbook. This is a full textbook, okay? Yeah, Ongs, nothing changes.
Oh yes, guys. This is the textbook, and Henny, it's not that there's a difference in the chapters, but the difference is in the page numbering.
But that's just silliness. We don't worry about that. I mean, we can do, so
Anyone?
you can go here and you can go Control F and go SCIence, and it will take you to it. Sorry, you will find it in there. I'm not going to go through it. It's perfect. Almost don't rush off. How much did this textbook cost? Not this one. This one costs nothing.
The textbook is 1 point something.
What?
1,000
What?
something.
You know how many beers I can buy for 1.2?
Oh, and guys, we talk about beers in this class a
Yeah,
lot.
unfortunately, it's a real issue. It's a real issue. Okay, that textbook is more than sufficient, guys, and you can
Does
find
that mean
those
I can
papers.
have beer in class at the same time?
Just say that, Munbuabizi.
Can I have beer in class at the same time?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll email you some right now. Okay, let's look at this one here. So skills. So we still go back to learning unit 1. Okay, let's just steal one of the words from there. So diagnostic, let's hope it takes us to diagnostic. Tick, one up, and there they are, guys. So to answer that question, you are looking at slides 17, 18, 19, and 20 in Learning Unit 1. Slide 17 to 20 in Learning Unit 1. So if we look at the question again very rapidly. Right. How those skills and the combination of those skills essentially contribute to opening new stores within ShopRite Holdings. So to just go through those skills, these aren't dramatic. You would have seen them before. I'm going to skip that one. It doesn't really matter which one I use. So technical skills are job-related skills. These are those skills that you use in performing these different functions that you have. So, you know, I'm trying to steal whose job I can find very quickly. It's one word BC. It's you doing your job as a financial analyst. It is about being qualified in terms of FICA and those kinds of things. Somebody who's in IT space writing applications, it is your ability to code. So technical skills are job-related skills. They are the things that allow me to lecture, you know, my ability, my knowledge of the subject, my ability to lecture. Without those skills, I can't do what I do here. Interpersonal skills would be the get along with people skills. Now, we know that organizations are human places, and yeah, it's fairly important to get along with people and work with people. It's the ability to show empathy, the ability to understand what people are going through, understand emotions, ties in with emotional intelligence. And again, you know, very important part of what you do as a manager. Conceptual skills are your higher order thinking skills. It is that set of skills that allows you to visualize, understand problems, assist you in identifying problems broadly. But they are higher order thinking skills. They're the kinds of things that, you know, when you're faced with a crazy, turbulent environment and you need to find a solution to a specific attack from a competitor, these are the skills that kick into gear. It really is often thinking at a very, very high level. Your diagnostic skills tie in with those. In fact, all these skills tie together. And that really is that once you've understood the problem, it is then to be able to say, I'm going to do A because this is the reason for it. I don't shop at Pick and Pay often, I must admit, but I see Pick and Pay now has, because they're in trouble, introduced specials that last between some 8 o'clock and 11 o'clock on a Saturday, because they want people in the stores. And I think it's part of the diagnostic skill that what do we do to get bums back into, or feet back into our stores? And I think that that's the diagnostic skill. Guys, communication skills is often as important as everything else. I think one of the things we know that senior managers do, for example, is that they are able to create vision, but that vision means nothing unless you communicate that vision. It's a key part of what we do. You will hear me talk about my oldest son, because I have a 28-year-old son who's very, very impressive, and he writes artificial intelligence. But the biggest thing he's had to learn, despite being an absolute math genius and other geniuses, is the communication skills. And for him, that's been the biggest challenge. And I'm not the best communicator, and I work hard on it, but it is important to be able to share information, to share knowledge, to get people on the same page. Decision-making skills. Remember, a decision is a choice amongst alternatives. And sometimes in the modern world where we find ourselves now, I think the days of right versus wrong decisions are long gone. I think what has happened is that we, because of technology, often will face right versus right decisions, and the ability to take the most correct decision in business has become a real skill. And I think it's something that a lot of people struggle with. Guys, time management skills. Yeah, I think you will learn time management in what we do on this program. I think the simple reality is that doing your studies the way you do, you need to track where you are all the time. You need to be on track. You do not want to fall behind. And I think that's a key part of it. So the discussion is there. I can't remember in the question whether I've asked for all the skills, but you know where they are. Let's just go back to that question. Oh, come on, silly Billy. Which ones did I have? Yeah, I've put in all into the question. Anything from your side on that one? Please, guys, share on the group the learning unit plus the slides. And then if you want, you can share the page numbers in the electronic textbook as well as the official textbook on the group. I'm going to trust somebody will do that. Everyone okay with that one? It's dead quiet. Just at least tell me that you're still there.
Happy
Goodness
days.
me. Okay, Nandipa. Thanks, Natalie. Right. The next one. Right. Yeah. A slightly more difficult question, but we'll discuss it now. Different kinds of decisions, different conditions, etc., etc. And I think, yeah, very difficult in modern day when we have such confusing times as to what the right decision is. Imagine that you're offered R1 million right now. We'll ask our senior financial analyst, what is the best to do with that R1 million if you had to invest it? I do have one. I have got a template, so I can share that as well. Thanks, Michaela. Where is the senior financial analyst? What do we do with that R1 million?
So if you were to invest it, you have to look at your portfolios, various portfolios that you can invest them into, and not invest in just one portfolio, and look at portfolio which will look at how long are you planning to make that investment? Is it a short-term investment or a long-term investment? If it be a short-term investment, then you will have to invest it in your money markets, because those will help you to grow faster. But if it will be a long-term investment, then that's when we're going to be looking at portfolios which can be aggressive or can be moderate aggressive, and like taking a what's called and conservative risk on your portfolio. But your portfolio should be vested into different type of portfolios, not just one bag of portfolio whereby you, like, if this portfolio falls, it's all gone. But it should be that one which, like, if one fails, the other one will pick up the other.
Okay, thanks, Monmobisi. Now, for long term, let's say it's 5 years. If I say these two words, how does this change what you've just told me? Donald Trump.
Patata.
Because the uncertainty that he brings confuses and complicates decisions. So if we look at this one, okay, 1.3, different kinds of decisions. So guys, we are looking here, hold on, at chapter 8. Oh my gosh. And don't worry, I talk to myself all the time. So we are looking here, chapter 8. Okay, so it's decision making. And then we're looking at the conditions. So I'm just going to do a normal search. Conditions. Okay, so there they are. Let me make sure that I'm showing you the right slide. Okay, right. There are different kinds of decisions, different kinds of managers. Sometimes have an almost perfect, but others times they have few clues. Discuss the conditions that would apply. Okay, so there they are. So we are looking at chapter 8, and we're looking at slide 5, 6, 5 and 6. I'll discuss it now. So chapter 8, slide 5 and 6. So if we go back to my example of the R1,000,000, what is the most certain thing we can do with that R1,000,000 over 5 years? What is the one thing? And we can see here, we have a reasonable certainty of the alternatives, the conditions, no decisions are taken until nothing works like that. Okay, I think the world is in a very, very strange place right now, and nothing is certain. What is the most certain? What is the one thing that you can trust to give you at least some return? It might not be a great return. What is the most certain decision for that? Anyone? In my mind, it's putting it in the bank at a fixed interest rate.
Money markets.
Yeah, money market, fixed interest rate. Absolutely. Nice, Vishay. Put it in the bank, have a fixed interest rate, and you'll get it back. So very few decisions taken. And I can tell you now, the decision that ShopRite took, that was not a decision of certainty. A state of risk. So here we look at the different alternatives, but I think we cannot predict how those alternatives will turn out. What is a risky thing to do with that money? The money market and the bank is the first one. What is the most risky thing we can do?
Stocks.
Yeah.
Stock markets. Yes.
Stocks. Or, I mean, if you really want to be risky, go buy cryptocurrency. Okay, Monmobisi has just fallen off his chair, so we'll give him a second to stand up off the floor. I mean, it's risky. So what do you think about crypto? Would we buy some Bitcoin or some Ethereum?
If you're going to be checking on those things almost now and again, it's so risky, that industry, because and if you're lucky, it can give you money, but sometimes it can, yeah, kill your pocket.
It can disappear. Okay,
Yeah.
let's just say money can disappear. Guys, and then uncertainty. So for me, whenever we take decisions in business now, it's those two. It's a state of risk, it's a state of uncertainty. So I think here, I think we don't know all the alternatives. I think you never know what the right alternatives are, and you don't know what the consequences of all those alternatives are. So for me, that to me is the kind of decision that they've taken here. So when we look at the assignment question, I think the reality in the world where we are now, I think it's uncertain, risky decision. Okay. In fact, I'm suggesting an answer to you there. Okay. Risk, at least you know what the alternatives are. Uncertainty, you don't even know what the different alternatives are. You don't actually know if there are other alternatives in your decision. So you can see there, you don't even know what the alternatives are. Okay. But it's a good question, Michaela. It is a good question. Okay. Right. Can I move on to the next one? I see only 1, 2 of you have pictures up. Oh gosh, 3 of you, Lebogang. Oh my gosh, I'm going to take my picture off. Okay, we can
We'll
move
correct
on.
it in the next class.
Well, that's fantastic. Put a picture of yourself, though, not of someone else, Monwabisi.
Noted.
Kidding. Right, 1.4. Right, yeah. So in terms of managerial ethics, we talk about business now and the world we find ourselves in as there being a... Yes, please, Michaela. Yes, please. This is a postgraduate qualification, multiple sources. Okay, multiple sources. Yes. That's, again, very, very valid. Multiple sources. I think we're starting to build towards the research where we expect that anyway. Okay. So guys, in terms of managerial ethics, I think we're in a world where people talk of a crisis of ethics. Why is there a crisis of ethics? What are the examples that suggest that we have an ethical crisis globally? And in business, in politics, give me the reasons why people talk about this crisis of ethics. I think there's so many multiple things where businesses have collapsed. Yeah, give me examples of a major business collapse in South Africa that have brought into question governance issues. Major business collapse.
Royal
Yeah,
FM.
which one is it?
Royal FM, the football club.
Oh, my word. Yeah, Royal AM. My goodness me. I didn't even think of that one. KPMG, Tshepang. Yeah, I mean, Court Eskom, absolutely. Other business collapses, guys. Remember, and you can read up on this one. I might misspell it. Steinhoff. I think Steinhoff. I don't know if it's 1 or 2 Fs. Steinhoff. I mean, yeah, that's it. Thanks, Benjamin. Yeah, a very clear crisis of ethics. So in terms of ethics, there are multiple definitions, and the definition I like, it's what you do when no one is watching. It's what you do. Ethics determines what you do when no one is watching you. I quite like that definition, and we'll talk about values and morals, and certainly we can discuss that at length. But here we look at those 3 things. So I've given a clear hint, and the one thing, guys, I can say up front, when you get to the exam questions, yeah, I stole it from someone, to Neil. When we get to the exam questions, I give a lot of prompts in your exam questions, okay? I give a significant number of prompts in your exam questions. So this looks exactly the way an exam question will look. So when we look at this, how we treat this, and this, so let's look at it here. Yeah, sorry, guys. And I've given you an additional document there to use. So we'll go back to chapter 8. And I want to go ethics. It might, hold on a second. Ethics. Right. Ethics. Make sure that it is in this chapter. I just need to make sure that it's this one. Okay, no, it's not. Hold on a second. Sorry, I need to get my brain around this one, guys. Okay, there it is. Okay, so we're looking at chapter 12, slide, what is this? Slide 5. Yeah, slide 6, slide 5 and 6. So when we look at managerial ethics, those are standards of behavior. And again, it has to do with morals and values. But I think when we see ethics, it really is what managers do, not what they say. Because most organizations will have a vision and a mission statement, and part of the mission statement, they'll have a value statement, and that value statement would indicate our ideal ethics. In terms of managerial ethics, you can see the kinds of things. Now, you have to take that further and talk about how ShopRite does it, how they treat the employees, okay, how employees treat the organization. I think people steal time, people steal from organizations. I mean, someone mentioned Eskom. And then how we treat, and I don't like this economic agents, but that's what it is here. It's how we treat our stakeholders. And you can see the stakeholders that we look at there. Okay, I see that I'm running a little bit tight on time. Okay, and then 1.5, sorry, I'm rushing a bit. Okay, key element determining ideal alignment between the environment and then working to achieve that. Hold on a second, let's go back here. Oh, which chapter is it? All right, guys, we're still looking at chapter 12. My apologies. There we are. Sorry, chapter 2. No, I'm talking absolute rubbish. It's chapter 3. I'm losing my marbles here, guys. So the previous one is chapter 4. Oh, my word, your lecturer is an idiot. And then chapter 8, I got that. So the previous one was chapter 4. And now it is chapter 3 in terms of the environment. Just to jump to that question again. Right, volatility, in your discussion, ensure external environmental factors, and then the manner in which they responded. That should be quite a 25 marks, okay? Right, so when we look at the organization's environment, you will look at the external environment. I'm not going to go into more detail than that, but you're looking at slide 5, 6, 7, just no, it's slide 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, not really. Okay, and then their response. So it's to do a pestle and an external analysis, guys. And I'm worried that this meeting's going to expire. Do you mind if we look at this question next week? Okay, I'm rushing and I hate to rush. Okay, so just to see, guys, are you happy with this approach? You'll see my classes are like this, my lectures are like this as well. I really don't take myself seriously, but I very much take your passing very, very seriously. Are you okay with this approach? Okay, no problem. Guys, thank you so much. Please keep sharing on the group. Right, fantastic, Tinil. I dig that. Okay, I dig that. Thanks, Cindy. Wonderful, wonderful, Carmel. Thank you so much, and Monmo Bise. Guys, please have a good evening. We will see each other next week, same place, same time. You'll just get a new update on the classroom, but I'll sort that out when I can figure out ARC. Otherwise, yeah, we'll see each other on the group. Please look after yourselves, guys. Cheers, cheers. Hey. I'll hang around if anyone wants to ask anything.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure, guys. Yeah, ice. Don't worry, I'll sort the ice out. There is ice to do. They multiple choices, very easy to do. Okay.
Thank you.
Pleasure, 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 guys. Pleasure. Yeah, Tariq, look after yourself. But they're uploaded, Brad. They're on ARC already. So you'll see they're under lecture resources. They're under ARC. They are there. You'll see the textbook there as well. Right, everyone. I think all the questions have been asked. I'm going to go. Okay, sorry. Are you asking this about the slides, Justine, or the slides are on ARC under lecturer resources?
Just a quick question.
Okay, just stay on. Let's quickly look at it together. Go for it.
When is the due date for the assignment?
I don't know if the pass is out for it. I will share it the moment I have it. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Guys, just hold on a second. I'm going to quickly find ARC and let's see what is going on with it. Sorry, ARC is, yeah, still finding its feet. Okay, hold on a second. It should pop up now. Can everyone see where it is? Okay, I don't know what yours looks like. This is what mine looks like. So I'm just going there. Comp. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Content. So I've put it here, lecturer resources, lecturer slides, and there they are. Yeah, you'll see the textbooks there as well. So the one that I said is important is that one. Yeah, of course we share recordings. There'll be a YouTube channel to Neil. Okay, no problem. There'll be a YouTube channel, guys. Okay, so just download those slides. This is important, that book. Okay. It's a pleasure, Neil. Absolute pleasure. All right, guys, we'll get used to ARC as well. Cheers, cheers, everyone.
Yes.
Pleasure, Leanne. Sorry, so many people. Right, everyone okay, or can I go? Cheers, everyone.